all, and welcome back to another marker video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing some anatomy. I definitely like to avoid hands and feet in my art, so I figured it's probably best if I try to do some of those just to improve my skill and my technique when trying to create these. So you will definitely see that the first one I do, which is a pair of hands, I do them a bit on the smaller side, and I do soon realize that it's a little bit hard to color something that small and make it look good. So it takes a little bit of extra effort, but as time goes on, I do start to like it, and it's just one of those I keep kind of thinking about it as I was working on the other hands, and then I go back and fix it at some point. But in this video, I really kind of just wanted to talk about art and music, and I'm really curious what everyone likes to listen to when they are creating. I personally like to listen to instrumental music. Like, I have a few composers that I really like to listen to, like movie scores and things like that. Or sometimes I just listen to like the chill tracks that you find on YouTube. And I find them really great, and they're very helpful with kind of just helping me like clear my mind and just zone out while I'm creating. And I find that it kind of like gets me into, I guess, what they call a flow state. And I don't know, I just kind of helps me stay in the zone longer, because I do feel when I listen to other types of music, sometimes I get distracted by it, especially if it's upbeat and I'm trying to sing along with the lyrics. But instrumental music with no words, I feel like it lets my mind do what it wants, and I feel like it kind of gives me a creative boost. I know some people don't do music, some people like to have movies on or podcast. Occasionally I'll listen to a podcast, but it's not that often. Movies and shows, as much as I like to have them on, it depends on what I'm creating and how much attention it needs, because if it's a show I really need to pay attention to, then I'm distracted and I can't focus on my art. But if it is, a show, some shows or movies you can kind of get away with just listening to it because it might be a little bit slow or very anticlimactic. So you're not going to miss much visually, but you just really need to hear it. Sometimes I do that, but it's very rare that I have something on that needs to be watched, just because I really like to focus on the art and just kind of get lost in that and listen to that for a little bit. So I'm curious, for those of you watching, do you like to listen to music? Do you prefer podcasts? I know some people like podcasts because maybe they want to learn something, which I totally get, right? You kind of want to multitask, so to speak, when you're creating. And again, that can be catching up on a show, or learning something, or you want to do the music route and just kind of get lost in things. But I definitely did learn from this little marker episode, as far as doing the anatomy, that if I want something to turn out better, I'm going to have to stick to a bigger scale, because again, like I said, this small hand was really tough to do, and I just couldn't quite get it to look the way that I had in my mind, but I do still think it turned out pretty good. But you'll also see in this video, I do personally feel like I did pretty well with the hands. And once those finish, I do try to draw a pair of legs and feet. And honestly, I was not really liking the way it looked. So I decided to, for my last and fourth drawing on the page, I switch back to a hand again. Um, Feet and legs are definitely going to take a little bit more practice on my part, which I will eventually switch back to. But I think for my next video, I don't plan on doing anatomy again. I'll probably go back to some faces and portraits just because I really enjoy doing those the most, and we will see how those turn out. And that's pretty much it for me talking on the rest of this video. So if you're still here, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.